And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. On the road, my backyard science, first one in the mix here tonight. This afternoon, this fine afternoon. I just had gotten some gas, got my windows cleaned off a little bit. I had a lot of bug juice on them earlier, so it should be looking a little better. In fact, I'll give them another little clean right here, just to get it real good for you guys. Looking good. Oh yeah, that is looking good. Okay, Ruth's Truths coming in. Hey there, good to see you. Ace Flaw 1, Chimney Dale, Sister. Oh my gosh, things are popping in. Jason Buchanan. Thank you guys for coming in. I'm just having a driving day. Yesterday was a big driving day. I had to put in 500 miles. Brayton, the Celtics enjoyer, thanks for coming in. Put in 500 miles yesterday to get from Denver to Kansas, Wamego, Kansas. And then I got up this morning and I did an adventure at 10 o'clock, or basically 11 is when I got in there, and got on the road about 1. And this place is about a 5.5, 6 hour drive to get to Branson. And then I'm spending 2 nights in Branson and then heading home on Saturday, and that'll be the end of this epic road trip adventure. Let's see here. Ace Flaw 1, yes, I was in Kansas, Wamego, Kansas, to be exact. There's a Wizard of Oz museum there, and I stayed in a little motel, which you'll be seeing on a daily vlog coming out once I come back. You'll be seeing that as well, that I was in the little motel that I was staying at. It didn't look like a real nice motel driving in. It looked like, oh boy, I could be in for some problems here. But it was actually really comfortable. I had the best night's sleep there that I've had on this whole trip so far. I've stayed at some pretty nice hotels along the way here. Thrill Seeker, thank you so much for coming in. Thrill Seeker, you are in the mix. Good to have you here. And so it's been beautiful weather here on this whole trip. I've been pretty darn lucky. The first few days when I was going along Route 66 and I got around to Texas, Oklahoma and Texas, Arizona, boy, I was blown away with the wind. It was like 50 miles an hour sustained, 45, 50 miles an hour sustained, gusts up to 60 to 70 miles an hour. It's really difficult to film in those situations. And when you're driving down the road, you're battling with the wind the whole way through. It's what the wind's trying to push you off the road. It's rough. That's right, Ace Flaw 1. You are in the mix. Najuma Brown is in the mix. Thank you guys for coming in. Sister, we have loved being with you on the trip. Oh, thank you. I'd love to have you here on the trip with me. It's been a really epic adventure here. Ace Flaw is going to Texas in July. Woo, it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. It was 100 degrees when I was there. But you know what? I got out of the car earlier today. It was about 80, 88 degrees or so in Kansas. Got out to get some gas and get bugs off my windshield and all that good stuff. And so humid here. It felt like worse than the 100 degrees that I felt in Arizona. The 89 or 88 degrees or whatever it was, and the humidity. I was like, just from getting out of the car and getting gas, I was already feeling sweaty. I was already like, ew, yuck. James Cantonese came in. Thank you so much for being here. Glad to have you. Thank you guys all for coming in. I wasn't sure. This was kind of a last moment type of a live. I went live on the way on my Route 66 trip. I went one other time live on the road, and I thought, well, what the heck? I've got some miles to cover here. I may as well do it one more time now that I'm heading back towards the end of the trip. Barco 263, glad to have you here. Acefall, I'm losing some hair, but not too bad. Well, you know what? Just embrace it. There's plenty of bald guys around. It's not like the thing it was back in the 50s where people got made fun of for being bald. Now people just own it. If you're gonna lose your hair, just embrace it. Don't do the one hair and curl it all around your head like you're fooling anyone and thinking that it's a full head of hair, when it's one long strand. Don't do that kind of thing. And uh, just shave it. Just shave it off and own it, like Michael Jordan or a ton of other people out there that just go with the bald look. Ace file. Okay, good idea, Tommy Travels. All right. Glad we solved that. Take a look at this, you guys. That's beautiful view, huh? I don't know what body of water that is, but it's beautiful. It's nice to have you guys along to share that kind of stuff with. When I was driving through the mountains of Arizona and through Utah, oh my gosh, I'm telling you, it was really something. Such just breathtaking. I put out a video for the ones through the mountains of Arizona. I put out a video on those, on part of that drive. Um, but Utah, I've got one that I need to release in Utah. Utah is like driving through Arizona, but there's actually green on the mountains instead of just all being brown. And it's really, really super pretty. So I'll be putting one out on that too. I should have gone live when I was doing that. Throw Six. Uh, cruise next year. Cruises are popular. I'm not a cruise person really. Um, I like the driving road trip type of travel more, seeing all of the museums and attractions and things like that throughout the country, different parts of the country. And man, I've seen some cool things here these last couple of weeks. My goodness. And then in Branson, I'll be happy to be back here. I'm staying at a nice place here at a resort in Branson for the last couple days. It'll just be a little bit of relaxation to transition into the drive home and then back to reality. Then I'll have a ton of adventures to edit and release. If you've been following along with my daily vlogs that I had been doing, um, you'll see that I did quite a bit of stuff, but there's quite a bit more stuff that weren't mentioned on there that will be coming out. So this has been one busy trip for me, that's for sure. Let's see here. Oh, 2 weeks ago, you were at Warwick Castle for Carolyn's birthday. Wow, that's awesome. So now that I've had amazing weather here through this whole trip, I'm just hoping it lasts for a few more days till I get home. That'll be perfect. That's rare when that happens. When you go on a trip and then you get decent weather the whole time. You don't get rained out or anything like that. For a trip this long, to have to not get rained out on the whole time, pretty pretty lucky. Although it kind of looks like you might get some rain here later. Hopefully that'll wait until I get to the hotel at least. Some of the clouds look a little bit dark out there. I don't know how long I'm going to do this live. I just wanted to fire it up, give people a chance to see where I'm at and how the drive is going and everything like that. Oh, I'm seeing a road sign here for Fantastic Caverns. That's in Springfield, Missouri, and I did an adventure there last time I was in Branson. I drove up to Springfield for a day and did that adventure. That's a cool cave tour where you ride along on the back of you ride along on like a trailer. They've got like a four-wheeler and take you through the cave, and it's a really fun place. If you're ever in Springfield, you should definitely check out Fantastic Cavern for sure. It's really weird. The speed limits keep changing around here. I mean, 1 minute it's 75, then 70, then 65, then then it's a construction zone and it's not a 55. It's like every time you think you're making progress on the trip, it's like um, you're not. Then it changes the speed limit on you. So now it's 65, so I'm doing 70. Now watch, it'll go down to 55 here in a minute because we'll be hitting a town or something like that. Also, if somebody hasn't seen my video that just came out yesterday, that premiered, um, that was a really cool adventure. It's from it's in Denver, Colorado, for the uh, Meow Wolf. So I was trying to think if I couldn't think of it. They have a Meow Wolf in Denver. It's called the Convergence Station, and it is absolutely wild. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's like walking into a city block, like a New York City style of place, like a Times Square area. It's not New York, but it's like that. And they have little business fronts that you can go into, and when you go into them, it has weird things that you encounter in every little room, and then it takes you to this main art gallery, which is like completely an unreal universe where it's like a big tree in the middle with branches, and it's just so hard to explain, but it's so colorful and so artful and so weird that if you haven't seen it, you should check it out, because it's a long video. It's like 40 minutes long, but um, there's so many little cubby holes and portals that take you into such different types of rooms that it's just mind blowing. It's a great, great time. It's such a good time there. Thrill Seeks. I have a tough time trying to support each channel. Yeah, I hear that. It's rough. You have so many people that you want to be able to watch their videos when they come out, but also you're trying to produce your own videos and stuff, and try to do your own thing and support everybody. And there's just so many people out there. It's tough to get around and watch everybody's videos and comment and do all that. Can definitely identify with that for sure. Yeah, as well as full-time work and YouTube content. That's the thing too, because I work 8 hours a day from 12 noon till 9 at night Central Time. Well, not now. I've got a couple weeks off to do this, but that's what I normally do. So that gives me enough time to come home and um, maybe watch a couple videos or something, and then um, go to bed and do it all the next day. Get a few of my own things done as far as eating and sleeping and chores and things like that that I have to do. And it doesn't leave a lot of time, especially when you have to create your own YouTube content and editing and everything like that too. I'm gonna have a ton of videos to edit when I get home too. It's gonna be ridiculous. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, because I've got so many that if I just do one a week like I normally would, it'll be months before I'm done releasing videos from this trip. So I may do two a week for a while. Unless, Tommy, you have short videos. I do have a short video that I need to post from I've got one that I need to post from the place I was just talking about, Meow Wolf in Denver. It shows one of the rooms and one of the little tricks I learned from the room. Um, short videos have been hit and miss for me. Sometimes they do really well. They get 1,000 or 2,000 views. And sometimes they just really get nothing. So I'm kind of hot and cold with them. So I'm not sure what to think about shorts videos right now. But I find that normally when I put them out on a Sunday, they seem to do better. So when I release the one that I have, I'm going to do it on a Sunday and see if it does well or not. There are so many tricks to figuring out YouTube and what works best. When do I put out a video and how do I? You just never know. It's always trial and error. For me, mostly error. Mostly error. Maria's Fun Times. Thank you so much for showing up. I'm just doing a little bit of a drive here. I've still got a couple hours left on my drive to get to the place that I need to be. So I just thought, what the heck? Show you guys some good scenery of Missouri. It's a lot greener than Arizona and where I've been driving through lately. Starting to look like home a little bit more. And then Saturday's the big day. It's going to be a long drive home. I'll get home in the late afternoon or evening. And then I'm just going to bring in my bags and probably sleep till Monday when I have to go to work. It has been one heck of a vacation, though, I'll tell you that. My goodness. I've really tried to take some time as well on these adventures to just enjoy for myself and take in where I'm at. You know, I realize I have to film and everything and, get the stuff on video, but I really tried to just kind of sit there for a moment and take in the surroundings. I did that for a little bit, especially when I got to the end of the Route 66 sign in Santa Monica, because that's right down by the Pacific Ocean. You go out onto the pier there, and there's a little bench there where you can look at the seagulls down there and the waves rolling in on the ocean, and you can just kind of take in the sea air, which you can't capture on camera. And I did. I just sat there for about 10 minutes or so and just relaxed and felt the enjoyment of having made it through this whole first leg of the trip, getting down to the Route 66 adventure. That was really nice. Because sometimes as a YouTube creator, you can get so caught up in, I got to get this up film, I got to film that, I got to film that, I got to film that, that by the time you're done, you didn't enjoy the experience that you just had. I did the same thing at Disneyland, too, when I was there. Because how often do I get to Disneyland? Hardly ever. And so I just took some time to get some enjoyment for myself while I was there as well. We have Princess Miracle. Thank you for being here. And the Edo Campers. Safe travels from Mary and Fred. Yes. I met you guys through Steph Stuck in a Truck. Thank you for stopping in. If you guys are not connected with the Edo Campers, you should be. They're a nice couple, a great channel. So make friends with them, please. They're really nice. I'm just on the drive here to Branson from Kansas, and this will be the nicest place that I'm staying at here. This will be it's on a golf resort in Branson that I'm staying. And it's the sister to the place that I stayed last time, which was Thousand Hills, I think, 1,000 Hills, what it was called. It's another place similar to that, except this place will be even bigger that I'm staying. It's just going to be relaxing. I've got a couple adventures that I want to do for sure tomorrow. When I get up, knock those out, and then maybe spend a little time just to myself on vacation, then head home on Saturday. Campers, you are very welcome, they say. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. We are in, well, I think we're approaching Springfield, Missouri here pretty soon. 60 miles from Springfield, because there's a billboard on the right for Fantastic Caverns. 60 miles. And once we get to Springfield, then we're about an hour from Branson. So we've got about a little less than 2 hours left on this trip. I'm not going to be live for that long. I just wanted to fire this up to give people a chance to see where I'm at, occupy my mind on this trip here for a little bit. I was getting bored. Branson is on our bucket list. Oh, for sure. Branson is amazing. It's kind of like the Vegas of, or at least, if not Vegas, it's at least like the Wisconsin Dells of Missouri. But maybe even more like Vegas, because there's so many shows that you can see there. In fact, I have a video out on my channel called Top 8 Things to Do in Branson Besides Shows. I've done a whole bunch of things out there. They've got a cool aquarium. They've got the world's largest toy museum out there. They've got the celebrity car museum out there. They've got some cool restaurants that you can go to. So I've got adventures at all of those things. And then there's a few more things that I want to do, and that's why I'm kind of ending this trip in Branson. They've got this Bigfoot thing that you could do too. It's where you're chasing Bigfoot. You go in this big four-wheeler thing, and it looks like a really cool adventure. So I'm going to try that. Yeah, absolutely. Check it out. It gives you an idea of all the different things there are to do. Oh, Maria's fun time shared me out. Thank you so much, Maria. I appreciate that. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be live here. Probably no more than a half an hour, just in case people want to rewatch it and see the scenery. I don't want it to be a 2-hour deal. Let's see here. There we go. If anyone has any questions about Route 66 or my trip that I was on or places that I stayed, I'd be happy to answer any questions that anyone has. Campers, everyone hit the thumbs up. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. What the heck? Have a clue. Turn the thumb blue. I stayed in 2 of the country's 3 wigwams on this trip. There's Wigwam Hotels. There's one in Holcomb, Arizona, one in San Bernardino, California, and I stayed in both of them. That was really neat. They are motel rooms that look like teepees. And actually, they are teepees. Wigwam is a more of a round structure, technically, but the owner of the place didn't want to call it teepee. He didn't like the sound of it, so he changed it to Wigwam. even though it's not technically accurate as to what they are. So, but yeah, there's 2 Wigwam Hotels that were really fun to stay in on this adventure. I got to see a big meteor crater out in Arizona. That was awesome. They have a 4D ride out there that I did. That was really cool. But it was so windy that day. I wanted to be outside more to look more at the crater and get better shots of it and everything. But man, I was just getting blown away by the wind. It was ridiculous. Yeah, Cedar Campers. I started in Chicago on the 6th of May. I early in the morning. I left like 2 in the morning, and I got to Chicago on May 6th. And I did a few adventures in Chicago on that day, on May 6th. And then on the morning of May 7th, I headed out to the Bean in Chicago and the start of the Route 66 sign, which is not far from there. And I started my adventure driving down south on Route 66 and spent about 6 days of the trip traveling all the way down to Santa Monica, California, where it ended. And saw a whole bunch of classic car museums in between. I saw a lot of abandoned gas stations. I saw world's largest things and on the way. I went to Cadillac Ranch, which was really fun. Spray painted some cars. I put a Tommy Travels on one. That was great. Also, before you get to there, there's a slug bug ranch, VW slug bug ranch. It's about 50 miles before you get to Cadillac Ranch. And it's got slug bug. It's got Volkswagen bugs buried like that too that you can spray paint. And then there's a couple of abandoned buildings there too that you can spray paint in those as well. And so that was really neat. I stopped in Shamrock, Texas, and I kissed. They have a Blarney Stone there in Shamrock, Texas, and it's not just a fake thing. It was actually flown in from Ireland as part of the castle that the Blarney Stone came from. So you can kiss a Blarney Stone in Shamrock, Texas. So I did that. Buckeye Kitty, thank you for coming in, saying hello to everyone. And yes, safe travels. I've been luckily very safe on these travels so far along the way. Everything has gone fairly smoothly. I've had a couple little scares here and there, but nothing that you wouldn't expect to have on a trip. Just little things where that make you nervous. Like, did I leave my thing? Did I leave that at the hotel? You know, that kind of stuff. Where you freak out for a minute. Go, if that happens, I'm screwed. There was one day I lost the internet connection on my phone and I didn't know what to do because I was in the middle of Las Vegas somewhere. And I was like, how do I get to my hotel? I don't even know. And I can't look it up on my phone because it has no internet. And I can't get directions on my GPS in my car because it needs my phone to do that. So it was like, come on. Camper, sounds like you had a blast. Route 66, another one of our bucket list items. We are headed to Maine this summer. Oh, wow. See, that's something I haven't been to is out east, really. Now I've been, obviously, I'm in Minnesota, so I've been doing adventures all in the Midwest, like Iowa, Wisconsin, South Dakota, Missouri, Kansas City, all around in the Midwest. Kentucky, I stopped in at for a minute. And now, since I've done this adventure, I've been all kind of the Southwest um, and middle part of the country. But and I've done Orlando too. I flew out to Orlando last year, but I haven't done anything East Coast like New York, Pennsylvania, Delaware, um, Ohio, all of those states, Virginia. I haven't been to any of those, so I need to do some kind of a trip where I get out there and um, do some adventures in those states as well, because there's a lot of cool stuff out there that in those states that I'm missing out on. And also high on my bucket list too is Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I want to get out there. That is high on my bucket list. So there's a lot of stuff. It seems like, the more things you knock off your list, the more things they're hard to do. But this was a big one. Getting the Route 66 thing out of the way was a big one. Well, all right, we've been going for over half an hour here. I just wanted to fire up a live to give people a chance to come in and see where I'm at and say hello to each other. And looks like we've accomplished that goal. We've been going for 37 minutes now. I wanted to go for not much longer than 30, so that works out perfect. Thank you all so much for stopping in here today. It's nice to have you along for the ride here, and it's beautiful scenery. It's a beautiful day, and so I hope you all have safe travels, and wherever you're going, have fun heading out to Maine. Campers, appreciate you coming into my live here today, and for everyone else, I love you all so much, and thanks so much for the support that you've given me so far. And until next time, I hope to catch you on the flip side. Let's see here. I don't know if I can end this thing. I'm trying to end the stream.